think we're live right now. Um, yeah, you see my description: red cabbage, garlic. mm, something like roasted garlic. Just take a whole clove, take a whole head, peel it, peel all the cloves, and then roast them up. Put a little, maybe dip them in sour cream. Yeah. Yeah. So today I'm thinking about freedom of expression. There seems to be a contingent of people out there that want to cattlegate your mind, And let's take an example. I'm going to say I'm became friends with someone, not knowing that they're a homosexual. Okay, and so that friendship, takes precedent over, discovering. It's like they discover that I'm a drunk, right? Are they going to abandon me because I'm a drunk? Am I going to abandon them because I learn that they happen to have certain sexual proclivities? No. You know what? Friendship, I don't know, it's a tough one, isn't it? Eh? It's like you think you know someone, but you're not going to, abandon a friend after the fact, if that makes sense. And what constitutes friendship? It's like you go out of your way for someone to help them. At your own expense, or you're making a sacrifice. Like everyone can be, yeah, I don't know, yeah. So a little too deep for my philosophical reasoning, I suppose. But I think maybe. Well, like look at Jordan Peterson, and just he cries, cries. And I can say, what a weakling. Or maybe he has this like higher level of empathy, like something I can only dream of having. Or maybe I'm just repressing it. Maybe I'm just I'm hardening my outer shell because I'm accustomed to betrayal. Anyway, I went shopping today. You know what I paid for a brick of butter? It was like $6.50. It's like fuck. HP sauce, $6. So I got a bag of carrots and apples, and they were nominally priced, I suppose. The point being is like $5, or the new $1 is $5. It's like you can't find anything for under $5. But I'm going to I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take I gotta go to the WC. So I'm gonna be right back. So just, I wonder what I would do. I would like probably just stop the video and say, oh, not waiting around watching it, or you can just skip ahead to the dead air. If I was a radio, that's the biggest thing. If you're you're doing a radio station, you never want dead air. You gotta have that, because if someone's tuning the dial, and there's dead air, they're not gonna find your station. But anyway, I'll be back in a jiff. I'll say 2 minutes or less. No, that's not. Yeah. One thing I've struggled with over the years is remembering to zip up my fly. Like countless times have I gone out in public with my fly down, and I typically wear denims. The button fly, Levi's button fly. That's pretty good for me. It was like the most benign or asinine podcast video thing. Really. Oh well. Okay. I'm a regular person, or maybe irregular. Or who is that? How do you define? Okay, how do you define mental wellness? Say someone accuses me of being mentally unwell, and they themselves have some kind of diagnosis as being mentally unwell. Well, how can they make unless you're deemed to be mentally well? How can you justify or um, like a mentally unwell someone who's deemed to be mentally unwell, calling someone else mentally unwell? How does that work? Like, show me. I want, and I will. You know what? If I can find someone who can demonstrate that they are indeed mentally well, according to the empirical system, whatever, in some way demonstrate like they're not mentally ill. I'll give you $75. I will out of my pocket give you $75 If you can convince, I need to be convinced. I have to. What do I do? Like, I'm the most mentally well person that I know, so I'd have to draw up a checklist and say, okay, tick all the boxes, and yeah, I think you're mentally well. You never hear that, eh? It's never. Uh, and I've never subjected myself to any kind of analysis or anything. I just presume that made it this far in life without any kind of crazy stuff going on. But yeah, how do you? Who is the ultimate authority? I won't go into it. I'm not. I'm not a religious person. And just because I'm not a religious person doesn't mean I don't take scripture seriously. But it's ancient writings by the hand of man. It's like me, I could write a work of fiction, say like L. Ron Hubbard, write a few paperbacks, easily digestible stuff for people who are questioning reality or whatever. Suddenly you got this fucking cult. A cult? Or is it a cult? Oh no, excuse me. It's a religion. Scientology? What, fucking give me a break. Engrams. Yeah, I don't want to get the Scientologists on my ass. Boy, oh boy. Fuck, I guess I just did. Um, what I think is important, we're in a time of war in the Ukraine, and I believe, it's hard for me to believe anything. I take everything with a grain of salt, and I'm like, oh, we're at war because I saw it on TV. Someone said we're at war. Oh, we must be at war. TV man said so, but no, I've seen real images like through like Telegram and stuff of just horrible things happening. So I'm gonna guess it's actually happening. Could not cooler heads prevail instead of throwing young people into a meat grinder? Really? Like we get up in arms about who uses which washroom, but we don't bat an eye at like sending young people to their death. Yeah, doesn't factor. Doesn't factor. Doesn't take a mathematician to add things up. Like I say, oh yeah, hey Mrs. Brown, your kids sitting around playing Nintendo games all day. Don't you want to see them do something positive, or send them, put them in some camouflage pajamas and send them off to the front lines there, make you proud. And then like 6 hours later, his head's blowing up. Yeah, well, he's fighting for what he believed in. Yeah, and that's you call it. Am I a coward because and like God forbid I even fathom that the Russian side has a shred of righteousness, you know, or the Russian side. It seems to me it's all about money, greed, power mongering, all these things, and it's just call me naive, but I think there's a better way. I think there's a better way. I think that I think overpopulation is a misnomer. I think that it's this realm we inhabit. I'm not even gonna call it a globe because I don't know. I haven't been out in space. That's one that like really gets the normies going. Oh wow! Oh, you've seen the Earth from a distance. No, yeah, they've always been on the ground, apart from like maybe 14,000 feet up in a commercial airliner. Just saw some stuff on TV. I don't want to be a flat earther, but until I'm in a spaceship, until I'm launched in a spaceship and like you know thousands of miles away from the planet where I can see. Oh, okay, it's a spinning globe. All right, okay, my mind. I like to think it is. I like that. That's what I learned in school. You know, solar system and everything. The heliocentric model. Mercury at the closest to the sun, and Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. I think I got them all there. And it's a nice way to think about it. It's like a clock. It's like a wristwatch, kind of, little features. And, it all just works. It orbits. But I don't know. That's a comforting thing to think of the heliocentric model. But until I see it with my own eyes, like if I could shoot straight up from presuming this is accurate depiction of where we inhabit the cosmos. So I'll say, okay, launch me, into space above the sun, so I can look down and see that it's just like they tell us, right? And so, oh yeah, it's all on a flat plane. It's, Saturn. Now that's what I forgot. Saturn. Saturn sounds a lot like Satan. So yeah, outside, it's a bit of snow on the ground, but it's been a warm day for November where I live. I think I'm going to rack it up to global warming. It's like too many people consuming plastics. That's why we're getting atypically warm temperatures. And if you disagree with me, well, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you burn in hell. I'm gonna see you burn in. God forbid you don't drive an electric vehicle. It's like, I, I don't know about you, but I find no problem with juveniles mining rare earth minerals so that I can have a car that doesn't sputter a little gas at the tailpipe. Build more batteries. How many? Oh yeah, we can recycle the batteries. Yeah, once they've exhumed themselves, just bring them into the facility, and we'll use like propane powered forklifts to sort it all out. Why not electric forklifts? It's just not cost effective. Or say like, you got a mayor. You got a mayor of a town who's like in the pockets of like high finance, someone well connected, trilateral commission, something like you're gonna be mayor, but you gotta promote electric vehicles in the community. And so, how do you do that? Well, you get the best looking people to get an electric vehicle. It's like Jenny and Brad have not one but two Teslas, two Tesla cars. Oh, yeah, and so like everyone wants to be Jenny and Brad in town. So like Jenny and Brad's friends get Tesla. It's just kind of an avalanche, eh? And before you know it, like 60% of the community has electric vehicle in the driveway. That they, that 90% of that 60% can't really afford. But boy, oh boy, you make it look like you like you pigeonhole the internal combustion engine drivers, just like cigarette smokers. Like smoking a cigarette. How irresponsible. How does he even afford it? Yeah. I'll tell you how I afford it. I never eat out. I don't gamble, and I never go on flights. I don't go on. I've never been to Mexico. Am I missing out? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd love to go to Mexico, but I'm not gonna sit on a fucking plane where I can't even have a. What do I gotta hide in the bathroom to have a smoke? I mean, I don't know how long the flight would be, like 5 hours or something. Call me weak, but and then flying. The last time I flew, it was a transatlantic flight back in the late '70s, home. I remember my folks, like, they have a smoke, brought in, you know, first class, like, you know, I can't remember all that many specifics, but I remember it was pretty comfortable. It's nice, you know. A row to cells, nice armchairs, and nowadays, like, I don't know, like I said, I'm filming, you know, business class versus coach versus first class. It's like you got you all jammed in there, and like just to get through the airport, you want your mother's maiden name. What the fuck is this? You couldn't. And I was thinking about this. It's like you couldn't pay me. You, you know, maybe if I was desperate for money, I suppose maybe you could. But like to be subjected to that level of what do you call it? Like you're paying money, and then they treat you like cattle, you know, through the cattle gate, you know. Fuck that. Like could offer me like $1 million. Say, take a coach flight to Mexico and fuck off. You know? Even though like $1 million, I can't even imagine having $80,000, let alone a million. Even so, I'm happy with surplus of $3,000, you know, for incidentals. You know, fortunate. I consider myself fortunate just to have enough. And people say, "Well, how do you afford beer?" And well, guess what? I never eat out. Really. I don't dine out. I cook my own food. With a wood stove, I don't turn on the heat unless I really need to. That's I don't buy things. I sell stuff that I don't use anymore. And and so like would I be lying if I said I didn't want to be rich? Would I be lying if I said yeah? Would I be lying if I said well I don't want to be rich? How would I even handle money? It changes people. So like I like to think, oh yeah, let's say you got a windfall. Some rich relative I didn't know about left me 1.5 million. I'll just use that as a, because that's a figure I can kind of wrap my head around, but not really, because I've never I've never had more than like $3,000 in disposable income. So if I had 1.5, I like to think that I just like park it away in investments. Or, I've got a good imagination, so I could maybe buy some land and put some goats on it or something. And until it's actually in your bank account and readily available. Like, literally tell me like, oh yeah, I'd handle 1.5 million pretty well, I think. Or would it be gone in a year? I think that if you look at like lottery winners, oftentimes they within about 5 years they end up in a worse financial situation than before they won the lottery. Always a fun. What would you do if you won the lottery? Pay off my uncle's, my financially irresponsible uncle's debt. Okay, that's cool. You spend it, just dive out. Make get everyone. But then that uncle is like, year later, he's like, "Hey, you got any more of that money?" It's like, fuck, 38,000. And do you blame people who capitalize on the misery of others? I do. I wouldn't engage in that type of behavior. Like, maybe there was a time in my life I thought, like, wow, they're too stupid. May as well milk them. But yeah, man, that's just greasy. What do you think? Better off educating them, and then if they get hostile, then kick them to the curb. It's like, fuck, I tried to help, and fuck you. Like, it's not enough that I'm giving you money. You've got to get angry with me about it. Well, what do you think I'm gonna do now? Like, go ask your gutter friends for help. See how quick they are to pony up you know, $12 for groceries. I say, I'm going down a dark path right now. And, I don't know, what I'm gonna do is cut this podcast. I'm gonna close the camera, turn off the microphone, and I'm gonna call some friends, and I would recommend you do the same. Call someone you haven't spoken with in a long time. Ask them how they're doing, and if you can help them. I don't want I know that sounds so gregarious, right? But yeah, I that's where it that's what makes a true society. It's like, even if you hate someone, or you don't hate the person, or you hate what they do. Say someone who dedicated their life to watching NASCAR, right? It's like that fucking NASCAR comes on, and like right there, and they want to get tickets to see it live. They love the NASCAR. They've never driven a high performance vehicle in their lives, but they've got all the gear and all this stuff, and in their mind, they can't imagine like someone who doesn't prioritize NASCAR in their lives. Like, that guy's stupid. He doesn't watch racing. It's like, you want to grab this guy and tell him, there's other pursuits in life. they can't fucking see it. They're like, no, you're not into watching cars go around the track. So, like in their line, you're fucked up for not sharing your enthusiasm. And yeah, like how do you relate with someone like that? How do you think they're gonna date a racing model? They've got a big beer belly, fucking look 20 years older than their actual age, and a steady diet of fast food or whatever. You don't want to tell them. It's like no, no woman with any self-respect is. Well, I think we're not going to get into it. Graphic or anything, but like just generally speaking, no woman with any self-respect is gonna find this guy attractive. Like his whole life is like with all the memorabilia and all this stuff. And it's like that's that's admirable for someone to have that dedication to something. At the same time, it's like you're worshiping people like that do something you'll never do. Like if you don't, it's like me in sports. Yeah, I can watch baseball games. Wow, that pitcher is something else. But me, I wanna be better than that. I wanna be even better than him. Like I like playing, spectating. Well, without spectators, like what do you got? You got you got an empty stadium and the guys playing a game that no one cares about it. So toques off to the spectators out there, I guess. I'll leave it at that, and I don't usually say stuff like this, but feel free to leave a comment, subscribe. Going on here, I wanted to a lot of my live video casts. I look at them and I cringe. So just to know we're on the same level, you know. It's like I know I'm cringeworthy, and you know that tonight. Here's what I want you to do is to make a dessert. I'll give you a quick rundown. Should I? Okay. My producers is yelling at me. Okay, quick rundown on the dessert. Vanilla ice cream, chocolate. You smash it up like a brick of chocolate. Even baker's chocolate, bitter chocolate. Smash it up. Put it in vanilla ice cream. Add just for gut health, put in a scoop of yogurt. And then fruit. And then the other night I sliced up grapefruit with chocolate. Oh, that combination of grapefruit and chocolate.